As promised, we have more information about what happened yesterday in New Hyde Park, and I definitely want to talk about it because it's even closer to Mineola than what I originally thought, where I originally thought this happened. So this didn't actually happen where the New Hyde Park Road and Hillside Avenue is, where the 22 and the 24 are. No, this is further east toward Mineola. So this is the article from the Daily Voice, and the News 12 barely covered it, of course, because this should be the top story. Armed robbery suspect steals woman's purse on Long Island. So it's an armed robbery, right, with a gun, all right? An alleged robbery suspect is on the run after pulling a handgun on a woman on Long Island and stealing her purse before fleeing in a car. And this happened in broad daylight, right in the middle of the afternoon, on Wednesday, yesterday. The incident took place in North New Hyde Park, 3:30 p.m., on Denton Avenue near Hillside Avenue. So it's actually much closer to Garden City Park. According to Nassau County detectives, a 53-year-old woman was walking northbound on Denton Avenue near Hillside Avenue when a man got out of a car and approached her. The man pulled a black handgun and pointed it at the victim, putting her in fear for her safety. Police said the man then grabbed the victim's pocketbook off of her shoulder, got back in the car, and fled the scene west on Hillside Avenue. Proceeds include the pocketbook, an iPhone, and an undetermined amount of cash. No injuries were reported. So this sounds like a random incident, folks. So if you're just walking down the street, somebody could just rob you. All right, this is the way people have to live in the middle of the island. So the man is being described as Hispanic with a medium complexion, wearing a white colored hooded sweatshirt, and the vehicle is described as a red Toyota Camry. And of course, he got away. Maybe if we had more patrols in the area, Bruce Blakeman, maybe he wouldn't have gotten away. But we all know Bruce Blakeman is full of it about the crime. He's only looking out for his friends on the South Shore, as we know. So let me show you the area where this happened on the street view. And you will see here that this is where it happened, right here, Denton Avenue. This whole area here, right by this golf area. So, yeah, this is the area right here that it happened. Right here, you wouldn't think... Nice little park here. You wouldn't think this would happen here. There's a park here. It is kind of industrial, though. You see. Oh, are you kidding me? The Nassau County Police Activity League is right here. Epic fail, Nassau County Police. Real epic fail. Unbelievable. So it happened right around this area right here. Broad daylight. So there's a decent amount of cars over here. All right. And it happened. I mean, it's unbelievable. And so they just fled westbound here. So this is the area it happened in. The woman ran into the 7-Eleven where they would not help her. Is that broken glass? That looks like broken glass on that 7-Eleven, doesn't it? That's an older street view. Let's get back out of this. Yeah. Somebody smashed the glass. See, this is not a good area. This area is in a decline. Yeah, she went into the, I think she got assistance over here. So, yeah, when they said between the golf, what we were talking about yesterday, that's what they mean, that golf thing over there. But this, yeah, that happened in this area. This is very close to Mineola, in fact, just down the road from Williston Park. Really, this is just an example of the problem, and it's all coming out from the city. They fled west, so they probably from the city. They came out here, and they made a quick getaway, and, of course, nobody could stop them, of course. Hey, there's nice bus. But nobody could stop them. And you notice you got a lot of empty stores over here. A lot of stores out for rent, for lease. Like I said, this is just an area that you wouldn't think that this area would be. I mean, there's some high incomes just to the north of here. But it's a diverse area, so we know it's going to get the problems. So looking at the media here, you can see this was also reported in Patch, but no TV news coverage of this. No TV news coverage. News 12 gave a quick blurb on it, which we'll play at the end. So it says, woman robbed at gunpoint on Nassau Street, and a man got out of the car. So it's another article from the Patch, which I will include as well about this. But the fact that this happened, and of course, especially if you're a woman walking alone, you got to be so aware of your surroundings. You got to be hyper vigilant, no matter where you are, but especially in the middle of the island. All right. Meanwhile, we go to News 12 here, and of course, they'd rather cover this. Here we go. This gets 2 minutes because it's Massapequa Park, broken pipe. Stop the presses. Again, these people, very, very important people here, you see. They're white. That makes them more superior to everybody else. They're preppy. I mean, I can't say they're preppy, but they're white. It's a white area. Oh, look, there's Bruce Blakeman. He gets involved with this. Bruce Blakeman, you are a real disappointment. All right? You had a woman robbed at gunpoint in New Hyde Park, and you don't give a crap. No, you're only protecting your own kind on the South Shore. Absolutely disgraceful. I mean, it's just all about the South Shore because it's a white area. New Hyde Park, well, there are a lot of Indians there, so it's going to get discriminated against. Nobody cares. All right? Because it's all about these white people on the South Shore. I mean, yeah, such a progressive county, right? So let's find the article here. Of course, Valva, they love talking about that. That happened on the South Shore too. I can't even find the article here. They really buried it, didn't they? Oh, of course, new normal. There you go. This is what they gear to, folks. It's finance professionals. Here's the here's the story from News 12. Only 30 seconds. No reporter.
At gunpoint in North New Hyde Park.
How would that feel? She's Taryn Cohen. How would you feel if that happened to you? All right. This is the way people have to live in the middle of the island.
You say it was just after 3:30.
You're sitting in your enclave in Wansaw.
The woman was walking on Denton Avenue near Hillside Avenue. And that's why they say a man got out of his car and approached that woman. They say he then pointed a gun at the victim, grabbed her purse off her shoulder, and then got back into the car.
You should have sent a reporter.
Toyota Camry, and then took off with that purse.
But again, if it happened on the South Shore, you better believe they'd be talking about it. But because it happened in New Hyde Park, well, who cares, right? So, yeah, who cares if it happened in North New Hyde Park? It's, it's a I mean, there's a school right down the street, too. Right? But no, it's all about the South Shore. It's all about the South Shore because it's a diverse area. There are some high-income people here in this area, but because they're not white, and the key word here is white, finance professionals, that they're going to get all the problems there. All right, because again, it's all about politics, and it's the South Shore has all the connections, and the middle of the island does not. We don't have the connections. That's why we're treated like crap. All right. And this crime that's going on is unacceptable. Bruce Blakeman, you should be ashamed of yourself. All right. And let me just draw on the map exactly what's going on here and what is really concerning about all this crime. So we're going to go into our drawing tools here. And the red is right on here, so that's perfect. So a lot of crime going on here in the Jamaica area. Jamaica, especially Jamaica. But a lot of Queens is going through a lot of crime right now. So it's going through the middle of the island. New Hyde Park, Mineola, Westbury, to Hicksville. All right, this particular area right here is, this whole area right here is just getting all, I think of it like a wave. We're going to make like a little drawing of like an ocean wave coming in. All right, somehow it skips Garden City because, again, you have a lot of white finance professionals there. And then it goes this way, and it goes all the way through here, through Hicksville. All right. You got this wave that's coming through in the middle of the island of the criminals coming here to do their crime from the city, all right? This is the path of least resistance for them because they know the police aren't out patrolling. They know they won't go to the North Shore because, again, you got rich people who live there. Though some of it starts to make its way into Great Neck a little bit. But you still have enough of a certain demographic in those North Shore towns to stop it. But South Shore, nope, they're going to hit a wall at Lynbrook. They're not going to get through. So they take the path of least resistance. You got a wall over here and a wall over here. So they're not going past this wall. They're going to go right into the middle of the island, and that's what's going on. And this is what's going on. Patrick Ryder especially. Let's bring him up on the screen as well because Pat Ryder, Nassau County Police Commissioner. This guy right here. I bet he lives on the South Shore too, probably. All right, I just bet he does. All right, they're only looking out for the South Shore. We need to feel safe, Pat. All right, you need to beef up patrols in the middle of the island so people can feel safe because we're getting the worst of the crime right now. All right. You need to have your cops out there and stop, question, and possibly frisk people who are up to no good. or suspicious vehicles. Had you been doing proper patrols, maybe this never would have happened. Or if it did, they would have been caught. But these people are out on the loose, and I'm worried it's going to happen again. And we're going to start seeing this more and more in the middle of the island. You know? And that is a big problem. But, of course, we all know what goes on in, it's obvious what's going on with the crime. So I don't want to make this video any longer than it has to be. But I'm disgusted. This should have been the top story on the news. But apparently the people at News 12 don't feel, well, maybe one day it will happen to them, and maybe they'll think differently, all right? But for the rest of us, we have to live in fear. We have to look over our shoulders and be ready to defend ourselves at a moment's notice, all right? Unfortunately, that woman could not defend herself, all right? But I hope one day people will start defending themselves, because it doesn't seem like the police are protecting us. We're going to have to protect ourselves. Well, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching.